Let's go.
Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. Music.
The music, the same track that we play
La
here every night.
música.
Shush.
The best track.
All right. So,
Uh,
last we left off with the locomotivators. Name is up in the air at the moment, but right now you guys are locomotivators. You all had just boarded a airship bound for the southern port known as Port of Vare in order to seek out the remnants, not remnants, but more like a splinter cell of the Golden Hand Thieves Guild called the Tarnished Grasp, who, according to reports, are looking to do something bad against Tierstrove, and you've been tasked with removing that from the equation by the Diamond of Tierstrove. Part of it is to just help the city. Part of it is to establish a connection between the Diamond of Tierstrove with the Bloodstone family, of which Aurelia belongs. And we return to you all mid-flight as you are all leaving Tierstrove on the way down. They said it'll be about a day and a half to reach Port of Vare.
okay.
All right. Real quickly out of character here. What if we all agree to just sleep through the entire trip and then speed run the port so Chris runs out of maps?
Absolutely not.
right.
Chris runs out of maps. Oh
Run
my
out of
god.
maps. That's a damn lie.
That is. You
He's
are.
right. No, has
lying.
he ever not had a map for us?
Not yet,
Yeah.
but we can make it happen.
We
Yeah, the
can't.
tower.
Yeah, let's just
Doesn't
go to
matter.
the bulwark instead.
Dying's
All
on.
right. DM, would you give me a map of the ship?
Checkmate. It's just gonna be the train map again.
Don't you fucking dare.
Trying to get to it.
He's going to. He's trying. I was gonna say he's googling one right now. He's googling one right now.
No, just I can't bring it over there without it hitting other things. It's really silly. Hold on. So yeah, you're in Tierstrove, and then you got on the ship, and now
Whoa.
Ooh.
yeah,
He
How
does
about
have a ship.
yeah.
Take that.
Wow! Look at you!
Oh god, I have to zoom out.
DM.
Fucking far.
You fucking thought
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for your bitch asses? Is that what this was?
Hold on, DM.
Yes.
Is there another layer that I can see of this ship?
Then. Then.
Hop, hop.
What?
Is he gonna prove me wrong?
It's not a second layer to the ship because it's too compactly corded. It's not conducive for a battle map to have a bunch of hallways and doors. It's not cool, Ben. Just find top of the ship like a man.
Cool.
Okay.
He thinks
Wait, we're gonna
battle
fight.
might come on the ship.
Battle
You
map.
might.
Methinks we will be fighting.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
a
we're
grid on this
traveling.
map.
What do you expect? Yeah.
What the fuck?
There's
There's a
travel
grid.
mechanics.
Hitting the gritty.
We are hit.
You're
Okay.
gritty.
So then, would
Yeah.
you just then briefly explain to me the accommodations of the ship and like what rooms, if any, are below deck?
Okay, so it is a very minor ship, so it is not particularly large. There's enough room in here to comfortably send about 15 of you. I'd say comfortably, but there is like basically 2 bunks per room essentially. There's a eatery area, like a cafeteria area where everybody kind of sits around and eats in between shifts because there's people who would take over night and day travel. I would say there's also the bottom of the ship, which is the keep area. That's where they have all the luggage, all the transport stuff, you know, like cargo and everything.
Sure.
So it's like a small 3-tier ship. It's like thick.
Okay.
It's a little thick.
Okay. There's just cargo, sleeping quarters, and then pretty much the top of the ship.
Yeah. There's,
I missed
basically,
a
it's
section.
I guess if you want to think about it this way, let me just grab a pen here.
Sure.
All right. So, so there is. Okay, so this is the top of the ship, and then in between
Uh-huh.
there is the bunking area, and then this is the bunk, and this is kitchen.
Bunk.
And then
Yep.
in between there is the main square there, which leads down into cargo and then engineering.
Okay.
And then this is the,
And then,
the deck.
Our captain's
That's a
name was
P.
again?
Captain's name was what was his name? I might have said at the end of the last session, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make a new one up.
Fluffy Wuzzle.
That's crazy.
It was not Fluffy
Captain
Wuzzle.
Fluffy Wuzzle. Look at him though. He's
I'm
so
trying to get rid of
fluffy.
this thing. There we go.
He's really fluffy.
He is very fluffy, but that's not his name.
It definitely looks like a fluffy wuzzle to me.
Thank you.
Why not Dave?
Dave.
Dave Fluffy Wuzzle.
David Fluffy Wuzzle.
Don't push me. My name. Now all I can think about is Dave Fluff Whistle.
No, don't do it.
Alright.
I'm not doing it.
Fluff Whistle.
You're 30
like
seconds away from the ship crashes and you all die?
Something goes wrong. Oh, shoot. If only we knew the captain's name and didn't continue to refer to him as David Wuzzle. We're dead now.
His name is Taz Duskwillow.
I think it was Taz before. I feel like Taz. I remember Taz.
I like Taz.
Okay.
Taz Duskwillow is your captain of the ship.
Thanks, Taz. It's Taz! Okay, and is he... How much is there of an actual crew?
With you all, there is about 8 other people. There's obviously there's the vice captain, and there is the engineering people, and then the swabbies who handle maneuvering items, loading of cannons and stuff like that, or loading up the cannon per se. So there's about 7 other people alongside Taz.
Okay. Well, I will... And this is still the same day, so we pretty much just took off.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll just do a little bit of moseying around. I'll just kind of maybe if I could just inspect, like just kind of use, I guess, some perception to inspect the crew. She's like very like, you know, I don't need any, like, obviously the captain works for Gregorio or Mr. Don Burst, but she's just kind of inspecting to see if we have any sort of unsavory types. We're going to be very judgmental, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to go off to the kitchen to see if what's to eat.
Okay. Well, basically, engineering people mainly stay down to the bottom area, like the very bottom in the engine area. So most of the time, you
I'm
see
going to basically mosey around.
Okay. The engineers are very much kept to themselves. They will nod to you, like acknowledge you're there, but they're not really going to talk to you. They're focused on making sure the engine's not exploding.
Yeah, I just wave. And if anybody asks, I'm just checking out the general build and getting my air situated in my air legs.
The swabbies and everything, they are a little rough around the edges, but they don't seem like they're criminals or pirates of any kind. They just seem like they're laborers who are hired to do a job.
Okay. All right, then I'll just I guess I'll just head off to the kitchen and find a bite to eat and then see how things go from and I guess wait around and see if anybody needs me.
Lunch today is a very basic stew with some bread.
Perfect. I will munch.
I'll
do like bread.
Reggie would like to go up onto the crow's nest and sit down and kind of sketch birds he sees flying.
Sure. The crow's nest is occupied by one of the other swabbies, but there's enough room that you kind of like get to sit in there and are able to sketch out what you need to. Give me a perception check, actually.
20.
Oh,
20. Okay.
God damn.
At this height, there are a few birds and everything, slightly like larger, like birds of prey and all that. But you feel your eyes drawn back towards where you guys left Tirsho as you see the city kind of fade off into the distance behind. But even beyond that, you see the sandy waste and the very even from this vantage point, this height and this distance, you can see off into the dusty storms of the Fiction wastes to the north, and you see very like some sun comes through and is able to pierce through the glass peaks. You see these arches of like glass and crystal all far off in the north, and you're like, that's fucking nuts.
Man, I wonder what type of beast lives there.
You probably not so much know, but you probably heard stories. Fiction wastes are very dangerous, wild magic area. If anything could survive out there, it would be the most hardy and most dangerous of beasts, probably.
I look to the other person in the crow's nest. Wouldn't you like to go out there one day and just go hunting?
And she looks in the direction you're looking, goes, fuck no.
No.
I guess that's a fair take. I'm just gonna sit up here for a while, continuing sketching birds and stuff, just trying to work on my anatomy of different animals.
Sure.
Westerborn's is probably just down in the bunks in one of the. I'm guessing they're more like. When you say bunks, are they like bunk beds or like they hanging beds, like on pirate ships?
A hanging bed, like a kind of like a
Yeah,
a
that's
hammock
where-
almost.
He'd be in his hammock, just probably reading. Fast time.
Seville?
He's probably gonna be also in his quarters, going over what they've found so far, which albeit isn't much. This is probably the biggest lead that they've found, but still trying to go over shit.
Okay. If I can have somebody roll me a d20.
I'm on it.
Sal called dibs.
What?
Oh, that's what happens when you
It
don't
might not
honor
be bad.
dibs.
It might not look. It's
you did
20.
not
It could.
respect dibs.
It could. Oh, did I say dibs? Did somebody say
No,
dibs?
no, I said
I heard
anyone
anybody but me.
Oh, all
Yeah.
that came through. I heard me.
Yeah, all I heard was
No,
me.
I heard Sal say. I heard Sal say anybody but me.
Oh, I
Yeah,
just heard the
I'm
me.
hoping this one is purely just a one on his table of 20 things.
The one refers to the amount of extra gold we're gonna get for no reason.
Nice.
So that just falls
That's
from
how
the
many
sky. It's
levels
filled
he
with
was gonna
gold.
give us.
Let's go.
The ship crashes.
All right, Ben, can you roll me a d4?
A D4. That's a 3.
Here's another one.
There is, and it actually makes sense. Reggie, you being the crow's nest. As you're sketching these birds, you see the birds kind of like move away, and
Well, that's not a good sign.
as the sky darkens and a sudden thunderstorm hits.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna need you guys to so as a storm rolls in, Taz is gonna scream up and it's like, everybody to your stations!
Oh no.
If you'd like to that's what you all want to do. Do you wish to assist with what's going on, or would you like to just hunker down beneath and hope for the best?
Can we hear it from down below?
You don't hear the yell, but you do see that people are running up and down. There seems to be a lot of commotion going on, and there's
Then
yells about
Curiosity would take me upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that my
Hmm.
pizza? Did they deliver my pizza to the wrong?
That'd be funny. And to be fair, you're probably like, it's already probably tough enough to find shit with their system.
I'm gonna ask the whoever the closest staff around me what's wrong.
So one of the swabbies is running past you as you kind of grab him, like, what's going on? He goes, a storm set in. We need to get up and help with the sails.
Is there anything I can do?
Help pull, move stuff below so it doesn't get blown off the ship. That's all I can ask for. And
I will at least, like, as he points around to things to move, I'll help like come downstairs to like move things down to the, like, I'll rush up to start moving things down to the cabin.
Reggie is going to heroically slide down the rope or the ladder from the crow's nest and get at a station ready to pull on it whenever I get told to pull on.
We'll say because you were able to see the storm so quickly, you were able to safely scale down before the winds start picking up. Lusty and Seville, what are you guys doing?
Probably listening to orders. Making sure. Well, less ones would be more so making sure the crew's okay. If anyone looks like the wind or the storm is going to toss them off or throw them elsewhere, he has. Oh right, hold person doesn't lock them.
You're about like Mage Hands while you were looking for, like,
Mage
telephone
hand.
ground.
Oh, the push ready. Yeah, he'll if he sees something, he'll summon the mage hand there and do a little push real quick back kind of thing if possible.
Okay. And
So
Seville,
I assume that they're securing the mainsail,
yes.
part of the storm. Okay, I give myself guidance, and I will help with that.
So that's how it's going to work. I'm going to ask each of you to make a roll for me based on what you're attempting to do. Reggie, because you're looking to, like, pull the sail and get it safe, give me a athletics check.
Too easy.
16. Okay.
Straight zero.
Aurelia, you also give me an athletics check because you're looking to move stuff below. You're making a lot of movements, so give me an athletics check as well. 8. Okay. Lesserons, you're on standby with your spells in order to keep everybody safe. So give me, roll a d20, add your charisma modifier. You're looking to basically use your spellcraft in order to keep everybody safe by using your mage hand to keep everybody on the ship.
Oh, thank God, that was almost a 1.
Right one?
Really bad.
All right, Seville. Just like with Reginald, you're looking to keep the sail down. So give me a athletics check and add your guidance.
Okay, and bitch. 7.
Okay.
No double digits.
So not really. Ooh, almost lost that there. Hold on. Who's the moment? As you all are pulling the sails down, one of the swabbies, who is helping on Seville's side, kind of like loses his grip, and the sail pulls away. It blows you guys, like, it like pulls you across, and the ship kind of teeters out of control for a moment. You are blown heavily off course. It will take an extra day to get to Avare.
No.
Rip.
Stupid storm.
To be fair, I'll take an extra day over what could have been a lot worse.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you guys succeeded to the 4 challenges.
Yeah.
DM, is it possible that in my lovely luxury suitcase I have a spare change of clothes?
I'd say you would, yeah.
Of course I did.
course you do.
As she's like doing the whole, like, she's got to like dry out her jacket and everything, because she's like soaked from having to carry everything up and down. But luckily she has a just as, if not more, regal looking set of combat gear, only this one's slightly more gaudy.
Boy. All right. So as you are blown off course, you'll take an extra day. So your day ends with you all helping get everything sorted out. Some of the boxes did fly overboard, but not too much, thankfully. You're able to keep things pretty safe. If I'm gonna have somebody else roll another d20 for the day, for the next day.
I got it.
Okay.
Biddy.
15. Okay. Let's see here. So, as you awaken to a new day, the winds are calm, the sky is clear, as your day of journey continues onward without issue. Nothing happens today. You're all safe.
Yay! One more day.
As you enter the third day of travel, again, I have somebody roll me a d20.
I got it this time. Ooh.
4. You can roll me a d4. Some notes for this. On the side. And then when open on my actual screen. Disable. Here we go. Alright, so it's just a small storm that sets in. Not dangerous, but because it's not sudden, you're able to navigate around it. It just costs you a little bit of time, but thankfully that equates to just the third day overall. So you're able to make it to Avari by nightfall today.
Nice.
So, let's see here. So I'll show you Port Avari. Here it is. Where's Port Avari?
Come on, I blew it up.
Did I not upload it?
Always has maps ready.
I have the map. It's just
He's always ready. He was like, dang, I really hope that they get stuck in combat on the ship all night.
Have the map. Shut up.
And just as we're about to land, we're attacked by a rock.
Not even the bird. Plane shots.
The rock, yeah.
A
The final
Dwayne Johnson.
boss.
Spores image. Yes. So stupid. I know I had it uploaded. Why is it? No, it's there. Why is it? I didn't make a map for it. I didn't make an actual map for it. Okay, I'm silly.
Oh,
We did it. We made the DM run out of maps.
We did it. Cancel the session. We did it.
I have it. Shut up. I have it. I just didn't make it into a map in like in roll 20. All right, shut up. Give me 1 second here while I get this zoomed in, zoomed out.
Please be that be the pizza. Please that be the pizza.
Here we go.
Did he do it?
Yeah, I did it. Shut up.
Whoa.
Hey, he did it.
Yeah, I made a map.
Okay, but that would have been really funny.
It would have been extremely hilarious. Don't ever say that shit to me again.
I don't ever say that shit to me again, he said.
All right. Yes, you all
It's
arrive
funny as
in,
fuck.
in Portovare.
Yay.
There is a tower, I think it's here, I said it, that takes in airships, or takes airship cargo and all that. So you land there kind of like air dock almost.
The tower that's off to like the left, bottom left. Oh, over there, the top
Over-
right. Okay.
You all
Pizza's here, baby.
so yeah, from what you saw from up in the air, I can describe Portovare as not as big as Tirstrove, obviously. Doesn't even really seem as big as Knotsmead, but it seems busier. Probably because this is a port town. You have ships coming in from the inner sea of Dyne, and also from the outside and the sea, and the actual ocean. There's a lot of travel coming through here, a lot of trade. So while the residents might not be as big, the amount of people coming through here on a daily basis is massive. There are a few, you can also see it's segmented into different districts. Obviously the southern section seems to be the most packed with people and with shops and warehouses. Probably the shipping area for whenever ships come in, drop stuff off. When airships come in, they handle all trade stuff. Also, some farms out to the side, and on a bluff that's kind of overlooking this port, you see series of small mounds with on top of the main mound in the middle. You see a large building. It might be a temple of some kind. But as you disembark from the airship, Taz greets you all as you disembark and goes, "We'll be here with the ship, and we'll make sure everything's set up for when you guys come back. Hopefully that'll be soon, and then we can get on our way."
Thank you very much for the smooth ride.
Yeah, smooth as it could be.
And this one's to give a little bow and trudge off the ship in a little hustle.
Who are we meeting?
Reggie,
Who do I need
is
to
gonna
snuck up
take
to?
One step. Reggie's gonna take one step off the ship and immediately light up a cigar.
Were you waiting to touch land for that?
I figured it best to not smoke aboard a ship that if it were to catch fire, we would all immediately die.
I appreciate your sacrifice.
They had said no smoking into the cabin before we left. I just get off, stretch a bit, look around. Is there anybody here to greet us that the Dawn might have sent? Or
Doesn't seem so. Nobody's greeting you at the very least.
Well, I believe to be in our best interest to find where the leather workers are, as that's what my tip said that the individual was last spotted.
very much. Captain Taz, mister, how long do you plan to stay here in port?
I'm under orders to bring you all back, so as soon as I either see you guys come back or hear you guys been killed, I guess.
Very well. Well then, off to the leather workers then. We should, in case this takes longer than a day, and then we should probably find some logic.
As we're leaving, I turn to Taz, like, I'll be sure to give to make sure you get noticed of our deaths promptly after we pass.
I appreciate it. He
Were
will.
you trying to be clever there?
What? No.
How would you inform him promptly if we die?
Well, I assume the killer would have some time for a couple of words before they kill us, and then they could go and deliver the message.
I see. But then you
A
would possibly be
gentlemanly
bringing
thing to do.
But you would then be having the killer possibly return to more accomplices that tried to come and get him, therefore putting our poor captain at risk.
Nonsense.
Okay.
A man would not do that.
Well, putting that aside, then perhaps two groups. Somebody go, Reginald and someone to the leatherworkers. The rest of the other two will go find a place for us to lodge should we need it. At least for the night, since it is late.
I have
do not-
one question before we decide the pairings we go.
Hmm.
Seville, Lesty, this man you're on the hunt for, does he know your face?
Man,
DM!
Oh yes.
Psst. DM!
Yeah.
Would the guy who burned down the thing have seen Lestaborns?
It's a good question. I mean,
Or I should say, did I have a direct confrontation of him to my knowledge?
no, I don't think you've ever dealt with that guy directly.
Okay. Lestaborns would look to Reggie then. Not to my knowledge myself, but you never know in these scenarios.
All right. Well, if you remember anything that might lead you to believe he would recognize you, it's probably best to not have you immediately go looking in case he's undercover. You can get more information of sorts and further plan a confrontation time.
Nesty will come with me to find lodging.
I do not mind such. I would rather... Yes, I agree. I feel a Warforged can... Or what is... It's called Warforged here still, right?
So Mechanica.
Oh, Automata. Mechanica.
Mechanical.
Mechanica is
Dominican.
quite easily able to get the word around. Or...
Okay. Then
All
Seville
right,
will go with
then
Reginald.
Seville and I shall go.
So, Lestaborns and Aurelia are heading out to find lodging for the night, and Reggie and Seville are looking to the leatherworkers' shop to find traces of what could be the tarnished grasp. Okay. Let's see. Who's gonna go first?
How many shrimps do you have to eat?
So we're gonna go with Aurelia. Let's see.
Probably not nearly as engaging. But we'll see. I would like to. Is there any sort of, when we dismount and head down, I assume the tower, is there any sort of, I guess, like, desk or place that, like, notes, like, various places of interest to new folks coming into town, or no?
Or a Wayfarer's Guild?
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly enough, there is not a Wayfarers Guild out here.
I had a feeling. I couldn't see it on the map.
Yep. So then, is there any sort of desk that's like a welcome desk or anything at the tower, or no?
Not really, no.
Okay.
This place seems to be more of a trade harbor than a city at this point.
Okay. So we will. I will, I guess, peruse the streets for a bit, and then, as soon as I can kind of catch or glance somebody, if I need to do a check, that seems possibly like they're from around here and not maybe like either a dock worker or somebody who seems to work here and not like a foreign trader or somebody that's coming in as a stop.
Let's see. Make a perception check. Hello?
I think he died.
Oh no.
Wait, did he actually? Or the pizza just got there.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello,
I'm
you hear me?
here.
All right, so make sure because I said rolled perception, nothing was happening, so I was worried that you died or something.
Oh, I guess it must have been my connection. I've been here. I rolled a 10.
10? Okay. Passing the streets, looking at the crowd and all that. Most of the people here look like they're shopkeepers, traders of some kind, or dock workers. They don't see anybody that stands out as a local per se. But
I mean, at that point, I'll just go into a shop and ask.
but I will say this, Lestiborns, with your passive perception,
I was about to say, Lestiborns is focusing on hiding, so I have to rely on that passive perception, unfortunately.
you do notice someone as you're kind of like looking around with Aurelia trying to find somebody who looks like a local, essentially. You look like around and kind of behind you, and you do see, in stark contrast to most of the people around here, where they're wearing like overalls and some like finer threads. You see a guy in a darker cloak kind of deal, and he seems to be kind of following you as you move forward, not closing the distance, but definitely maintaining a scrutiny upon you.
I won't look around to look at him, but we'll continue walking with Aurelia, and I'll just give her a little tap on the hand, and I'm gonna like point to a building up ahead, like almost as if like I'm just pointing out something cool, and I will just mumble, "We're being followed," and we will just keep walking forward.
As he says that, I'm going to then walk into the first store that we come across that looks of interest.
It is a small bakery.
Okay. I'm going to walk up. Is there a bakery case?
Yep.
I'm going to find something that looks sweet.
They have some croissants. They have some glazes, like a nice glazed donut. Something like that.
To a croissant.
I'm going to get a croissant.
Croissant.
Ask if they could, if they have any, like some nice tea for the evening.
I have a tea for you. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a tea and a croissant. I'm gonna find the chair, and I'll pay for this. How much?
5 copper pieces.
5 copper. And then I am going to head to the furthest back table, like preferably out of like a away from windows or something, or at least somewhere where like you would have to come in to like look for us.
Okay.
If that is possible in the shop.
So there's some sort of not cafe, but there's some seating that's available inside the building.
There was something I wanted to do alongside that, if that's all right.
Sure, go ahead.
While Aurelia was speaking with the baker and had them distracted, I wanted to cast invisibility on myself. So that way nobody would see me cast on myself.
Okay, how busy is the place?
Give me this thing would be a stealth check. You're trying to like remain anonymous in this scenario.
Wouldn't it be a sleight of hand? No, I guess maybe not.
It's not so much sleight of hand because sleight of hand is more like you're trying to trick somebody. This is you trying to remain unnoticed.
Yeah.
This would be more of a stealth check.
Oh, it was almost an 18.
Oh no.
As you start kind of like muttering your incantation, the shopper does notice and gets a little worried, and also you just pop out of existence. And the baker's like, what happened to your friend?
The door would open and close. As Lestiborn steps outside. I don't know if that will help convey the less severity of the scenario, but
I'm going to look around. There was I'm sorry, if somebody was following me, I'm unaware of who. I merely came in for a quick bite. I just got off airship coming in, or a boat coming in. Was there a fellow that followed me in? I'm gonna lie to him.
All right. Make a deception check.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not. I'm asking him if there was a fellow follower, and I'm lying about not knowing Lesterborn. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
At the very least, it seemed like you two were buddy-buddy. He came in right after you and stood right next to you while you were ordering, and then all of a sudden just da-da-da, bam, gone.
Bam.
I look around. He was giving me directions, and I will. Well, thank you for the meal. I'm going to. Maybe it's better if I stay here for a moment. And I'll head over and sit down.
Okay. You sit down with your croissant tea. As
Much. Sip tea. Look up. Worried. Where the fuck did Leslie go?
Speaking of Leslie, so you are now invisible. You step out into the streets.
Looking straight for that guy. Now I can look directly at him and what he's doing at least. If he's still.
You do see him kind of slumped against a wall, keeping an eye on the door that you guys went through. And he looks a bit concerned when the door opens and nobody comes out or in. And he kind of is maintaining a level like vigil like around him. He's not moving, but he is maintaining caution right now.
I will say
Westerborn's is also maintaining caution. It lasts an hour, so it would probably either be Aurelia doing something or him doing something.
I will say after about maybe 8, unless he comes in after maybe about 10 minutes, I'm going to walk outside.
I will say this because you are moving towards him. You're able to get a better look at him. He is a tiefling man, kind of shorter than Aurelia by a little bit. With a like a little mask, kind of like it's pulled down, like he's used to keeping it up, and he has like scarring around the mouth, probably like from like biting. And his clothing is, what you can see underneath the cloak, it looks like it's a bunch of leathers, kind of makeshift. But one thing that sets it apart is the underneath one of the lapels, you see a small mark, looks like an imprint of a hand in yellow on his shoulder.
I guess, yeah, I'm waiting. At that point, it would be, unless he does something within those 10 minutes, it would be Aurelia coming out.
He's not doing it, he's keeping vigil.
As Aurelia comes out, Lestaborns will stand next to her. This might scare her, but he would pipe up. I see a hand on his outfit. I will remain invisible, but you should continue walking to see who he is truly following.
Now, where in the world can a girl find a place to stay the night here? I'm just going to pipe up
out loud talk, yeah.
And then I'm just going to try to flag down the next person I see.
Sure. A passing by dwarven woman. She is kind of shocked by your sudden outburst, and is like, I mean, if you're looking for a place to stay, that would be probably in the northern area. They have some small rooms and all that for the merchants coming in to buy from the ships. They might have something for you.
Thank you so much, dearie. And I will walk up to the poor dwarven lady. I will, hunch over just a bit, not to be rude, and I will then pull a silver coin from my purse and clasp her hands and leave it in them. I'm terribly sorry. I'm just not from this part, and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm just trying to find a place to get rest tonight. Thank you so much. Yes, of course. And I will leave her and then briskly walk to the northern part to try and look for the first seeming inn.
And is he following her?
He does. A little bit after she moves away from the dwarven woman and starts moving towards north, he does break away from his little slouch area and does start following Aurelia.
After he passes me, I start following him. I put a little distance so I don't need to do a stealth check for footsteps, but enough that I can still see both of them. DM, is message something that would break my invisibility?
What does invisibility, what does cast invisibility say for you?
Here, let me throw it in chat. Oh, let me get rid of spell
creature becomes invisible until spell ends. Anything targets wearing spell ends for target that attack or cast a spell. technically, if you cast message, it is a spell, so therefore it would break invisibility.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it would be different because it's a cantrip, but
Nope.
okay. Then yeah, I do not
Yep.
cast message. I continue to follow.
Okay.
Okay.
I will just eventually, I imagine, make it north, and then I'll just start looking at signs on buildings to look for any that either note of a room or inn.
Yeah, there's one. Casket Isle is what it's called. It's
Casket
Casket
Isle, okay.
Casket Isle Inn. It does have a note that says rooms available.
I will head on in.
Okay. It is not as nice as the Lucky Rabbit, but it
course.
is accommodating. It doesn't look like it's worn down or torn apart. Just it's very rugged would be the word many of your people would use. Would be rugged.
Does it seem like a busy place? Is there like an actual like eatery down here, or is it just like almost like a desk and rooms? And you know your
Desk and rooms. This place seems to be built for efficiency and housing as many people as possible than being convenient.
I'll just walk up to the desk and see who's there.
You see a orcish lady behind the desk. She seems to be writing some notes. Probably some like handling some scripts for room orders and all that.
Good evening.
Oh, yes. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm quite new to town, and I'm here for a quick little business trip, but I'm not entirely sure how long I'll be needed here. Can I potentially secure 2 rooms if they are available? Do you have double bedrooms?
We do offer double bedrooms. We do have 2 available.
Perfect. Would I be able to just rent by the night?
We do ask at least 2 days of payment.
2 days of payment is perfectly fine. I certainly believe between tonight and tomorrow, I will be here for certainly 2.
Okay. For 2 rooms for 2 nights, that will be 2 gold pieces.
Okay, thank you very much. I've subtracted. My compatriots are out and about conducting some other business. Is there anything they need to show, or do I simply pick up the keys and make sure they have some?
Pick up the keys, sure, but if you could give me, in case they come by while you're not here, if you could give me their names, I can write them down.
Yes, of course. I'm going to look behind me. Is the guy following me? Did he walk into the inn?
No, you don't see anybody behind you.
Okay. Yes. Myself. I'm trying to think of the best way to handle this.
The locomotive.
No.
Let her finally give in to the name. It's
Absolutely not. That would
time.
give us away if the tarnished hand knows about us.
Oh,
that
100%.
Anyway, we're not doing that. Oh, hold on. You know what? I've got an idea. Hold on. One moment. You're gonna need to give me a minute.
That's fine. I actually have a chatter who was asking a question, so I'm gonna take this moment to just answer him really quick.
It was me.
It was you? I don't doubt it. Al McCoy asks if I've been a DM long. I've been DMing for what, 3-4 years now, I think.
Yes, he's my protege. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah. Technically, Ben was my DM before I started DMing, but he DM'd his own kind of game, so I haven't been DMing 5e that long. 4 or 5 years. This is my first homebrew campaign. Before this, I ran Fendelver for friends, and after that, before this was Descent into Avernus. I recommend Fendelver. Do not recommend Avernus. I don't like Avernus. Everybody in the campaign was fine. I just didn't like Avernus.
Alrighty.
All right. So what's the plan?
All right. I'm gonna hand. Does she seem to bother if it's last names or no?
She doesn't ask for lines. Just
Okay,
for,
I'm just gonna write some names down then.
all right.
I will write down. Oh, come on! I need a good one. The names. Let me give you this. You're gonna know exactly what I'm doing.
Oh no, he's doing the Iron Zeeg.
That is the names I write down. Larissa, 1, Craig, and Omar.
One. I want to lose two.
My name is Larissa. My name is Larissa.
Lisa,
I have 2 human companions, Craig and Omar, and
Craig and Omar?
one mechanica by the name of
Juan the Mechanica. Okay, 2 humans, Craig,
Yes.
Omar, Larissa, Juan the. Okay. All right, I have that written down here. Yeah, you give them the keys. There's 2 keys, one for each room. Then they come in and you're not here and they need a key, then I can help them get in as long as they tell me the right name.
Perfect, of course.
All right, perfect.
I will then look around to see did Lestaborn eventually follow me in or no.
We'll head back to Listerborns for a moment. Listerborns,
Sure.
as you follow,
What's this guy doing?
as you follow this guy who's following Aurelia to this inn, you see him as she's approaching the inn. She kind of breaks off. He breaks off to the right, and kind of finds a little like, not like an alley, but more like a shaded area to kind of like, especially now the night's kind of coming here. It's gonna be a lot easier. And kind of like hides in there and kind of just watches her enter, and kind of stays there and looks for a minute, and then starts moving around the perimeter of the building.
Ooh, something risky I could do. Do I do risky? Do I do risky? Or do I follow inside?
I will say that I will at the very least wait 5 minutes, and if I don't hear from Lestaborn, I am going to walk outside and basically just find a spot to kind of sit for the evening for just a bit, with the idea that he might be able to see me, and I need to make sure I can catch Reggie and Seville coming in so they know their fake names.
I'm going to follow him into that dark alley that's away from everyone, right? That's what you said. It was like a shady area.
He moved to shady area to watch as Aurelia went in, and then
But that's what I mean. I would have followed him into that shady area.
Yeah, you can stay close to him, but then he moves up and to the side of the inn, like he's walking the perimeter of the inn.
So, but this shady place, when you say shady, do you mean like under a tree or like between 2 buildings?
Between 2 buildings.
Okay, yeah. So before he walks the perimeter, I follow him in, and I want to use hold person on him.
Okay, what do I need to roll against this?
That is a wisdom saving throw. So DC 13.
Wisdom saving throw.
Can I make this guarantee a success? If you make an attack roll first. Oh, there's no attack roll. Okay.
Yeah. With a natural 2, he is definitely going to fail. So as he kind of is about to start moving around, you see him as... you have him caught in your hold person. What would you like to do?
Yep. I'm going to tie rope around him as much as I can. I have a lot of rope.
All right. How long does hold person last for?
Let me see. Can I? I'm gonna hit cast again, but it's gonna mean I'm gonna have to take away another spell slot because it auto uses the spell slot. Just so you don't know. She does what?
You're doing it the wrong way. You're
That's
not
fine.
casting.
I got it right here. I got it right here.
Thank you.
Y'all just blue wall.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
1 minute.
1 minute, and each of its.
So I can tie
turns-
someone's hands and legs up in a minute. I think it's just a quick
But
tight
and
tie.
at the end of each turns, again, make a wisdom saving throw to break free. So he would making throws in order to get out of the whole person. But you can start getting the rope on him.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right. Because he's not free yet, I'm gonna say you are able to get. Let's say. How long does it take to
I start
tie?
with the hands for reference. So if he does break, he could try and run. but,
Okay.
You know.
So here's what we're gonna do. I want to do best of 3.
All right. We got
If he
this.
fails the first 2 checks, then he will. If he wins a check on the first and second, he'll be able to get away from you, or at least start getting away. But if he fails the first 2 checks, then you'll have him tied up enough that he won't be able to run away whenever whenever the spell ends. So let's see.
All right.
Here. So
Please, 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 please,
alright,
please.
first roll.
I'm praying to you, RN Jesus.
That is a 4. So he fails the first
Oh,
one.
thank God. All right,
Alright,
I
he
got.
fails
I
second
started
one.
on the hands.
You see your dumb hands are trying to get to the feet.
Hands with the hands. Down with the hands.
Yeah, hands, then go feet, and then it's tying them together. Is the 3 goals right there, I guess.
And on the second check, he gets a 12. So you're able to successfully tie him up on his hands and get to his feet enough that
12. I thought that failed for a second. Oh,
Nope.
my heart leapt.
DC 13?
At 13.
so he's still held, but as you get the feet, I'll still keep rolling to see whenever he breaks, but right now you know you have him caught.
Yeah, I'm still getting really solid it in. I'm tying the feet and hands ties together as well.
Yeah.
So he's just like on the floor.
He's pig tied, hog tied, yeah.
Do I have anything? And then shove a piece of cloth in his mouth.
All right.
Because I have cloth. It says I have pieces of cloth. How much rope would I have used there, by the way?
For tying the hands and feet, let's say about. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like wingspan wise. Hands and feet. We'll say use about 8 feet of rope. We'll say
8 feet. Okay.
Yeah. To tie
So
him
that leaves
securely.
me-
Yeah.
I am at 40 feet now. Cool.
The fuck? That's a lot of rope.
Yeah, I start with 50. So.
Oh, okay.
I will cast message to Aurelia, and all I will say in it is, "Got him in alleyway. You can respond to this if need be."
So yeah, really, as you come out to try and like see where Lesterborn's is and get flagged down, Seville and Reginald, they come by. You hear in your mind, you hear Leslie's voice tell you that he's in the alleyway.
I'm guessing it would be around this time that it would end from the 1 minute anyways as well, because it is only a minute long.
I will simply respond with, do you need my help? Your new name is 1. Otherwise, how long can it be?
25 words.
Right. Do you need help for? Does question marks count?
No.
Okay. Do you need help? Your new name is 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Otherwise, 10 will wait for Seville and Reggie. I send that back. Seville, whoops.
See, how long does invisibility last? An hour? Am I able to pick this person up?
How did you cast that without breaking?
No, you
What?
would have lost
Old
invisibility. whenever you
person's
cast Old
over
Person.
by now. Yeah, I lost invisibility, but I have 1 more 2nd level spell slot, and I could cast it on him to make it so I can move around with him. But I don't know if I can even pick this guy up.
That's a good question. Well, if you want to try to do it
'Cause
before you
I'm not a
cast it,
strong guy. I have a -1 strength.
I will tell you this. he's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
what I was saying. I was
he's
going to
gonna
try
be-
and pick him up.
He's going to be start thrashing about, so he's not going to be easy to pick up.
Well,
Yeah.
Great point. The moment he starts thrashing, I will use cantrip message again. I may need some help. Thank you.
Can we cut away to the
Cutting.
others? Because I don't know
Yeah.
how long did this take versus when they would potentially come to us.
Less than an hour,
Sure.
because invisibility is an hour. I've been tracking the minutes. It was 10, and then I gave it around 20 to get to this place because we were just walking back to where we were,
So
and then we
yeah,
were there for
we
about
can
10.
flop over to Reggie and Seville, and they're heading towards the leather worker, heading to trying to find the leather worker that was mentioned in their tip. So all right, so Reggie and Seville. Let's see here. What are y'all doing to find this leather worker place?
I would like to just walk up to the first person I see and try to talk to them and ask about it.
From the airport area, essentially, probably run into a dock worker more than likely. Asking about leather worker, they're like, you probably want to try the merchants area that's off to the left hand side of the town. Head to the west.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for your assistance.
Okay.
Well, Seville, shall we proceed onward? All right.
Damn it, I forgot I was
Double
muted.
Yeah, it's all good.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, and we'll just start making our way up to the merchant's quarter.
Okay. So as you head up there, real quick. You're all on your sheets and all that, but what is y'all's passive perception?
Mine's
Passive.
11.
13.
13?
Yep.
Very similar to how Lesworn's noticed someone following them. Several, you feel, probably in your line of work, you felt it too, the eye of someone on you. And as you kind of look around, you do see that you're being followed at a distance by a somewhat cloaked person.
I lean over to Reggie and inform him of this. And as we continue moving, I am going to take the lead and start darting around randomly.
We could just attack him.
I just stare at him for a few seconds when he says that.
It's 2-on-1. We'd win.
I don't know exactly why he's following us.
Oh, we could find out.
We could find out, but I prefer to take it quietly.
Fair enough. The gun is rather.
Alright.
Gonna be a lot.
Eventually, I'm gonna go into a alleyway.
Okay.
Does he continue following?
I just kind of like as you kind of carefully look around at when you got into this alleyway, you don't.
Real quickly, can I interrupt here? I'm gonna keep walking forward past the alleyway, and have several left in the alleyway, so it looks like we just kept moving forward.
Okay. Okay. So I would say in this instance, either Seville can give me a stealth check or Reggie give me a deception check to try to throw this guy off of the this plan.
What's your stealth?
+1.
All right. My deception is +2, so I guess I'll roll that.
Sure.
12.
As let's see, now that because Sybil pointed him out to you, you are now aware of this guy following you. As you move ahead, leaving Sybil to go into the alleyway, you see you notice the cloaked figure move up, and then when he sees the split, he kind of hangs back and shifts over to the side, and he's maintaining a distance, but he's trying to figure out which one to follow, it looks like. And let's see here, let's go with evens odds. Decides to keep following Reggie.
Alright. As he passes. Actually, before I ducked into the alleyway, can we just say that I looked around and try to see if there's anyone that within eyeshot of it? Yeah.
Prevalent, so I would say you're able to enter the alleyway without many people looking or caring.
Okay. As he passes, I want to cast Hold Person. Oops. Okay.
Rolls a 18. So he feels the spell take hold for a moment, and the moment that happens, he just ducks back and starts running back through the streets.
All right. I am going to abandon all pretense of stealth and go with Reggie's suggestion of chasing this motherfucker down.
Okay.
I imagine
let's
I
fucking
hear
go.
the commotion.
I mean, I would say there wasn't much commotion. It was just a spell being cast, and then a resistance, and just a ducking away. But I would say it takes you a
And then
moment, but
he
you
was, like,
do
running full force.
you do hear the clanging of Seville's armor as he runs out of the alleyway. So you would pick up pretty fast that something's gone wrong. You don't see the cloaked figure following you anymore. So he's kind of like ducked it away.
I'm gonna take out my gun and start running back to where I came from, see if I can find Seville.
Yeah, it's not that far.
As,
Oh, go ahead.
as I'm chasing him, I would like to cast Command to halt.
Okay.
Do this so it. Okay,
A wisdom saving throw, DC.
manually do that.
That is a 2. And so he, as you say, halt. You feel the magic leave your mouth as it hits in the back, and he just kind of stops. Yeah, you got me.
Alrighty. I'm going to pick him up and go find Reggie.
Is this
As you turn around with him, I just imagine
not
you
pick
see
him
me
up, try
running
to secure
down
him,
with
I
the.
guess.
You see me running down the street with my gun out, like moving side to side, huffing.
the spell only lasts for a few seconds, so as you grab him or like drag him towards Reggie, he starts like flexing away, but then stops and goes like, okay, look, I understand this looks bad, but you have to we cannot do this here.
I cock an eyebrow and sort of motion towards the alleyway that I was lying in. You want somewhere more private?
As you enter the alleyway, passersby kind of look for a moment, but then they eventually kind of just look about their own business. But the man you're holding, this one a air ganassi man, with like a deep blue skin. He's like, you can let go of me now, please.
I don't, actually, for a second. First, why were you following us? And as I ask that question, I'm blowing through my spell slots real fucking fast today.
Zone of truth.
God damn it. Why doesn't it display in VTT by default? It's so annoying.
In a what I consider probably a rare moment, you feel the magic work, but not because he was failing against it. He let himself.
Okay.
And as he looks at
As-
you,
As soon as I sense that, I'll let him go before he answers any questions.
he rubs his hand, his wrist, and he goes, I do believe that you are the group sent by the magistrate of Tierstrove, the Diamond. Aye.
And what business have you with the diamond?
He flips over his lapel and shows the imprint of a hand. Golden hand. I'm here to help you with finding this group.
He's here to help us find the golden hand.
They're not going
No,
the
the
tarnished
tarnished
grasp.
can.
Tarnished grasp.
Tarnished grasp.
Tarnished grasp. He is a member of the golden hand.
I'm gonna laugh if we did the same. If the other guy
Oh,
was
we
a golden
100% did. Yeah.
hand. We totally hit fucked with the wrong group, but that's okay.
You want to ask a question? Go ahead. I need to double check something real quick.
What information do you have on the tarnished grasp?
We've been moving about a lot through here. They're gathering forces for something. We've been sending word back up to HQ. We've been trying to figure out where they're stationed at, and we're pretty close to breaking through on that. But we heard that they were sending a ragtag group to help out. Thought we'd make connections now. Hopefully, when you guys split off, the other group, my compatriots, was able to get in touch with them.
This is gonna be funny.
How many of you are there here?
From Golden Hand to just me and my compatriots. We can't really work in numbers here with the Tarnished Grasp around. It'll draw too much attention.
I'm sure it would. Now,
Would you like to come for dinner?
Not
If we're
particularly.
all going to be working together, we should get to know each other.
I'm sorry. I should make this clear. I'm here to assist you all with getting in there. That's the entirety of my job. Past that, you're on your own.
Fair enough.
DM, I need some help for a second.
Sure.
Remembering context. So he's offering to help us. Would this benefit this would benefit his organization too, however, right?
I mean, basically,
'Cause that's
Tarnished
like-
Grasp is a Splinter Cell that doesn't operate under the constraints of the Golden Hand. So it's more like getting rid of a problem that they were responsible for. Clean up their own mess, essentially.
Okay. Well, while the spell is up, yeah, I'll agree with Reggie, and I am also gonna ask. So, where might you be staying as well? We're going to be like this.
We have our own safe house, and it shall remain that way. You have to find your own housing for this operation.
Right.
If you can wait there for 1 second, I need to discuss something with my compatriot.
That's
I trust
fine.
you won't run.
No. I'm gonna get in touch with my companion as well. He should have made contact with your group, with your other friends by now.
I kind of take a couple steps back, motion to Seville, and whisper, do we tell him about the leather workers? Or how far do we trust the ongoing relations?
I don't trust them as far as I can throw it. The fact that we have to work with them at all is quite apprehensive.
You're really quiet, so it's really hard to hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've cranked you up to 200%.
Yeah, sorry about that. Wait, am I like just quiet in general?
A little
I
quiet.
think it's
Oh,
you,
when
when
you're
you
doing
put
the
on the
voice.
voice. I think you're not
Oh.
either getting close to
So
your mic, but
don't-
normally we can hear you when you do
So
it.
I would say don't. If you're worried about being caught, not caught, but being loud, don't. I'll assume that if you say you're whispering it, you're actually whispering it.
I don't trust these people as far as I can throw them. As far as I'm concerned, if we have to work with them at all, it is problematic, and we should learn as much as we can about their own organization. And then I stop for a second and I stare at Reggie, realizing that he is the only person in this fucking group that he hasn't given the full picture.
Not giving the
of.
context to.
Yes. I look at him and just go, there's a lot of context that we are going to need to go over tonight. But just know this at the moment. We should not trust them any further than what we immediately see. The fact that my Zone of Truth even worked on the man is, quite frankly, a miracle.
At the very least, we should set up a kind of parlay of sorts where they can disclose any information to us, and we can cherry pick information to respond back to without compromising our own interests.
Probably be best in the moment. However, we really should take this man back with us to Lusty and to Aurelia as soon as possible.
Of course.
I'm not surprised that the Diamond is working with an organization like this, but the fact that it is this organization in particular, I stop again and just stare at him. It's problematic.
Well, I believe we should get back and take him with us.
Did he
Perhaps
say
we
his
can
name?
do our recon another day.
Whose name?
The guy that I grabbed.
You don't know his name. You haven't asked it yet.
Well, shit. Walk up to him. You there. What is your name?
You see him like holding a finger to his ear. Ash. My
Oh.
my friend is not responding. This is not good. Don't worry about us reconnecting. We'll find you, but I gotta go find my friend real quick.
I think we may be going in the same direction if I had to warrant a guess.
Yes, We have a tendency to attract that kind of trouble.
I was
Hey,
fully
no.
prepared to shoot you.
Wait
So
on, Ash.
I imagine our compatriots are similarly prepared.
Well, then we should hurry then. Oh,
Yes, we should.
my name is Cloud.
Cloud.
Oh, I thought you said his name was Ash. Whoops.
No, he's
No,
talking.
Ash.
was
He's
calling
trying to.
to
He's
the
trying
other
to reach
guy
out
who
to
was
another
there.
guy named Ash.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Cloud. Got it.
Well, they've got to figure out where the hell we are.
I imagine the first thing they said they were going to do was find lodgings. Would do you know any place for that?
Oh, that'd be on the north side. So, you point you in the direction, and he's like, I will follow from behind, just in case not just in case Tarnished Grasp show up. That way, we're not caught together.
But you know where we're going, and we don't.
Just head north. You'll find it.
Just a second.
Okay.
I would like to take a single copper piece, and I'm okay with rolling for this, but I would like to take a single copper piece, and quickly mark it, just like with a quick slash over the face of it.
Okay.
And I would like to slip it in his pocket or something.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Can I guidance this?
Guidance requires a verbal component, so you would be at risk of exposing yourself if you did it. So,
Got it.
no.
15.
15? You're able to, as you kind of approach him, he's still like conversing with Reggie, and you kind of slip into his pocket. You feel him kind of shift a bit, but doesn't like shy away.
Okay. Alrighty. And then I turn to Reggie and tell him, we'll let him lead from the back, I suppose.
All right, off we go. And then we go off looking for the lodgings.
It doesn't take you too long. Heading up north, you see seems like it's pretty split evenly between merchant area and then like the inns and everything is on one side. As you enter like the main
I was gonna say, seeing as they didn't even go to the Leatherworkers Guild, they probably find us a lot sooner than I thought.
yeah.
Probably.
So it takes a few minutes, but around this time is whenever Aurelia and Leslie are dealing with their prisoner.
As Aurelia approaches, Lestaborans would quickly like wave her in, like wave her down. Ah, Aurelia, I managed to kill Witch, our pursuer.
Are you okay?
What do you mean?
Nothing.
I managed to tie him up before he got away.
And he's just this tiefling on the ground is just looking at both of you with like the cloth and all. Like he's like, oh.
Let me just, Leslie, if you don't mind, I'm going to like kind of move Leslie out of the way a bit. I'm gonna lean down, look at the guy as he's on the ground. Going to pull this out of your mouth. I'm going to ask you not to scream. If you do, there will be consequences, and you're going to tell me why you're following us. Understand?
He quiets down and gives a small nod.
I will do a show that I'm willing to hurt him, but I'm obviously not going to do anything because Leslie's here. I'm going to do I'm going to just take out something like let's see if I can't just, I don't want to take out my whole ass sword. It says I have alchemist supply. Well, I have an arrow. I pull out like one of my crossbow bolts. I just run the tip of it like across my palm so I can activate the blood right, so the guy can see that the bolt becomes like frozen as it like passes through me.
Pretty cool.
And then it's just like a intimidating show of force.
Yeah.
Just like letting him know I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
And then I will pull the cloth from his mouth. I stay hunched over him. Like, if he's kind of doing the thing where, like, he's got, like, his knees up and he's sitting down, I'm sitting, like, between, like, where his torso is. Like, just looking, like, hunched over him.
No, his arms are tied behind his back as well as his like legs. So he's more like a
Or, like on his side on the ground.
on his side, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to then at least pick him up. Like, I'm going to kind of grab his, like, shoulders and kind of, like, pull him up so he's at least sitting up on his knees.
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet the both of you, you fucking assholes.
This is not off to a good start.
You're not exactly helping your case here. Who are you?
I'm part of the Golden Hand. I was sent here to help with you guys finding the tarnished grass. You guys are the locomotivators, right?
Most of Barnes would look to Aurelia and then look to him.
Who do you work for again? Is there somebody else other than the Golden Hand?
I work for the Golden Hand.
I'm going to, every time he mentions this, I'm gonna just keep glaring towards Lusty.
Oh, have you two shown up?
They're
now?
not. You're not there
caught
yet.
up yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, this
Yeah.
is like
Never
moments before, is my assumption with how the timeline's set. How do I know you are true to your word?
Hopefully by now, my compatriot has gotten a hold of your other group.
The others are in danger.
No, not in danger.
We are not looking. They're not in danger. So you're with the Golden Hand and you're trying to help us. So apologies on the show of force and the tying you up. As excessive as it may be, we're incredibly cautious about the people we're dealing with. And we're not aware that we were arriving with any sort of backup.
What's the plan? The less you know, the better.
Exactly. So forgive us for being incredibly cautious.
Oh, actually, it was he looks over at Lesnar and is like, actually pretty badass.
Rest of words, but you had like Lesnar
Oh,
just trying to keep his cool.
now we're cool. Previously we were assholes. Okay.
Lesnar
You're
trying to
still
keep his
assholes.
cool,
You tied
but,
me up. But that what he did
Yes,
was
it's-
pretty cool.
He tied you up. I'm gonna like start to undo the rope.
If you, Aurelia, please leave
Yes.
his hands tied until we can confirm what is true. But I do not mind the rest being untied.
I will untie everything but the hands. We'll untie them when your compatriot comes and can vouch for you.
Well, he's been yelling for me for a while now, so, but I'm sure he's just coming up here now, so it'll probably be a minute or two. As this is happening, Seville and Reggie, you guys are coming up around the inns area, and you do see movement off to the side in like a nearby like shady like alleyway, and you see the familiar red tint of Aurelia and Lustaborns.
Well, at least offer his water skin to the guy. Give a little.
Oh,
I'll walk
getting
out,
Some
wave-
dirt in his
I'll-
mouth. Yeah.
I'll walk out, wave them down.
Ah, there they are.
Your
Hello,
name?
Miss Ori.
Hello. My name is not Ori for the time being. At least to the innkeeper. Should we possibly be staying in a place that is compromised, I'm unaware. My name in currently listed on our reservation is Larissa. That is one. I point off to Lesterborn. You're Craig. I point. I poke like Reggie in the chest, and then point to Seville, and he's Omar.
Did you say Omar?
Omar.
Alcatine.
Well, I'm not a big fan of these names, but I suppose I need to make a nickname for you now, so I shall call you Larry.
Fine. Anyways, we found a member of the Golden Hand who we originally suspected was a member of the Tarnished Hand, of which we proceeded to evade him for a while. Leslie played some tricks with some invisibility and proceeded to hog tie him in the alley back there. But we've let him go other than his hands. He says he
so
has a compatriot looking for us.
He is still alive then?
Yes, he is.
I
Leslie
turn
dealt
back,
with him. Leslie dealt with him, not me.
I turn back and kind of look off to see if I can find the guy that's following us. And I just want to give him a thumbs up.
You don't see him behind you, but then there's quickly movement off to the side of the building. As scaling down, you do see a cloud crawling down the side, like with like a scraping like fall. Glad you
yes,
glad
we,
you weren't dead, Ash.
We found our guy, and well, I almost shot him, but Seville was smarter about it.
Seems like both of our sides had the smarter mind dealing with the problem. Now then, you both say you're with the Golden Hand, and you're here and your companion here, Ash, seems to be willing to assist us. What assistance are you providing?
Ash will kind of just like look sheepish to the side, and Cloud will step up and go, "Well, we were supposed to help you find the base of operations for them. We've been looking around. There's nothing in town, at the very least, we can discern as a base of operations for them. So either they're operating out one of the farms or somewhere else."
I see. That's all well and good. Do you happen to know if the particular inn we're staying at is compromised by them? There's an orc woman running the counter.
No, that place is clean.
Very good. Then
Could we speak in our rooms then?
That was the plan. We were going to wait for you to take lodging and then come in later. But you got us.
yeah, we
Well,
did.
Well, you got Ash at least. And Ash is like, "Shut up!
I
Your guy didn't turn invisible."
I will.
Which I do
you
apologize for once again.
invisible. I will. At that. At that point. I'll walk up to like untie Ash's hands as I do, just to try to make him feel almost more sheepish about it. As I'm untying him, I'm like doing it so that like I'm still facing him and I'm reaching around him to untie his hands. And then at the end, as I untie them, I'm just gonna pat his cheek and be like, don't be so upset. We're professionals." Like, I pat his cheek, and then like, "Okay then, so let's go to our rooms. I'll show you all where we're staying, and then you all can come in about, say, 5-10 minutes after."
Just tell us the room number. We'll come by later.
I look at the keys.
It's room 7 and 10.
7 and 10.
Alright, which one will you guys be in?
Whichever's closer to a wall. 7's probably sandwiched between two rooms. 10, I assume, would be at an end.
10 then.
Yeah.
Room 10. Got it. We'll come in about 20-30 minutes. Give you time
Yes,
to
of course.
bed down and relax.
Very good.
Before we head in, I'm gonna lean over to Ash and goes, "If it makes you feel any better, your buddy Cloud there. We dragged him by the wrist all the way into an alleyway to question him.
Kind of looks up at Cloud and looks back and goes, "Does make me feel a little bit better."
And then I just turn around and walk in.
I'll walk in. I'll still introduce the whole party by the fake name, since even though I know it's clean, we are registered by names, and I don't want to weird the lady out.
Thing. Orc lady takes note and is like, "Alright, very good. Just up these stairs. 10 is first down the hall on the left. 7 is a little bit down on the left."
Thank you very much.
No
I'll
problem.
head up. I'm gonna hand Craig and Omar room 7. And then I'm going to look at Lestaborn and say, "As much as I know you enjoy to at least stay out and about, I do think, given the circumstances, it's best you stay in a room, so you're coming into mine."
Mr. Burns will give a little nod of his head. I appreciate the gesture.
Lesty, if you'd be more comfortable sleeping in the same room as your good friend over there, and I point to Seville because I can't remember the name, I'd be happy to swap with you.
I'm letting Lestaborn stay in my room, not you.
Also, I apologize, Reggie. I do not sleep.
That is
Yes.
a valid point.
He's here. You have alarm. You can rig up your room in case something happens. I want my security the. I just pat Leslie on the head and head off to room 10.
Before we part, Lestiborns will walk up to Reggie. Here. To make up for it. And he will place one jelly bean in his hand. And
Oh
then
my God.
fall
I
asleep.
will immediately, as soon as it gets in my hand, I will immediately grab Lesty's hand and put it back.
I
Damn.
love it.
Pulled out the card and
Bag of
everything
beans
for it.
was a great choice.
Yeah, well, the bag of jelly beans.
I guess I'll eat that jelly bean.
All right. D12.
He didn't want it. So.
Yeah. We're out. Might as well use it. 5.
That's my fault.
Well, once again, you vomit a rainbow and take 1d4 poison damage.
Why would I want to eat the beans if they make you vomit every time you take them?
I did not know if it was true or not.
I feel so bad. Leslie's gotten the rainbow vomit twice on the bag of jelly beans.
I have never eaten.
It's got to be the cute. It's got to be the cute anime
It
vomit.
is. It's
Yeah,
the
it
one that
is.
Aqua has from Konosuba, where it's
It's
just pure
cute.
rainbows.
Oh,
How many do I have left, by the way? My thing doesn't give me a tracker that I can count chip down.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
I
You've
believe
used
you've used
4 so far.
Yeah, because you had 2 so far, both of them poison. Sal,
I gave one to
Seville,
Aurelia and
Seville-
one to Sal.
Aurelia didn't have any noticeable effects, and
Oh.
Seville started talking to plants.
Yep. Sunflower was an asshole.
Sunflower's an asshole. I believe I said you had 18 jelly beans, so now you're at 14 jelly beans between the 2
14.
bags.
Okay. Is there a place in my notes section? Oh, can I just add something here? No, I can only do add other.
Yeah, you can add
There we
notes.
go. Cool.
I think it's like 2
14
charges or
jelly
something like that. But yeah.
beans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't let me track on the item itself. All right, cool. Then I guess, duck my hood to keep my face still obscured and duck into Aurelia's room.
Once he's in, I'm literally just going to start kind of like, I shut the door, walk off, and just kind of start undressing a bit to get into like casuals.
Why do you do this to me? And he would go and just bury his face in the book.
I
The corner.
wasn't aware you were. I should look back to him. I thought you would be the clearly safest option. So, throw my jacket off and my pants, and I just get into some basic little slacks and just a button-up shirt to not look so gaudy as shit now. Why do you do this to me? He pulls out the book, and then as I finish buttoning up, also because it's funny.
I guess it is. And he'd do a little ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. Well then, I imagine we should, if they're all going to come to us at room 10, you be a dearie, go get the boys, and we can hang out here till they arrive.
Would you wish me to get them now, or would you like a moment?
I look around, I'm dressed, I put my stuff up in a suitcase and sit on my bed. Yeah, now's fine. I'd not want them to get any odd ideas because they asked us to all be in one room and they show up unexpectedly and we're still split.
I'll cast a message to Seville then, and in it he hears, Aurelia says we are ready. Feel free to stop by whenever.
Yeah. I'm going to.
DM, can we take our break here?
Yeah, it's a
Actually,
good
this is
time.
per time for the meeting.
Oh my god,
before
it's
the meeting.
6:30. I thought it's been 20 minutes.
Nah,
That's
man.
fun right there. That's how you can tell
Been
it's
going
fun.
hard for a bit.
Oh, man. No, you guys are killing it. You guys are
I
both
flew
through it.
by, yeah.
Yep.
You guys
my
truly are speed
Chris,
running
I'm
these maps.
so glad those rolls worked out. Like I said, that could have been really bad, especially if they were a tarnished grasp instead.
I mean, you did save
mean,
options, and maybe they'll respect you for it. Who knows?
He's still very
that guy
nearly
respected
killed
me
him on the
for it.
spot.
At least. Right. I will be right back.
I'd update the NPC list for Taz, Duskwillow, and then Ash and Cloud. Oh, yeah, I gotta put it to break screen. Duh. We'll be back in a few moments. And we are back. All right. So, previous to the break, you all were followed by cloaked figures. Each group was. Each handling it very efficiently by use of spellcraft in order to stop them in their tracks and grab them. Possibly impressing them in some fashion. But the most important thing is you figure out that they were Golden Hand members, not Tarnished Grasp. They are here to assist you with finding the Tarnished Grasp in their hideout here in Vare. And are meeting with you in room 10 of the, what I call it? The inn. What did I call that inn? Fuck, I didn't write it down. Juba Juba. It was...
It's my favorite inn.
The Juba Juba Inn?
The Juba Juba.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, what did I call that inn?
It did have a name, which is the funniest part.
Yeah, I can... Time. It's like Wicker Basket. I don't think it was Wicker Basket Inn.
I like Wicker Basket though.
I'll review the VOD once we're done, and I'll get the name. But you are at a room 10 in an inn of a specific name that cannot be mentioned right now.
Voldemort.
Awaiting the arrival of Ash and Cloud, two members of the Golden Hand, to discuss what is known and what needs to be done in order to find this hideout, infiltrate it, and remove it from the premises. And we cut to you all grouping up in Aurelia and Lestiborn's room, waiting on Ash and Cloud. And no, I do not have a map for the room.
This mother.
Well, before our friends or tentative allies arrive, we should discuss what bits of information we are willing to part with.
Yes. So, for all we learned from our fellow Ash is he's merely from the Golden Hand, and then once you all arrived, their mission is to basically just help us locate the Tarnished Hand's hideout, though they don't believe it's within the proper port city itself.
I think we should release as little as possible. Though they are aligning themselves with us for this cause, that does not mean they have our best intentions in mind as well. It could just be that they want to rid themselves of this thorn.
They said they didn't.
Dude.
Ash didn't say he was working for anybody else.
The Golden Hand themselves, I mean.
Yes.
Yes.
I
They
do
are still
believe
another
having a bit information might get us more in return, tit for tat, you know?
Well, they presumably already know what we're here to do, which means they know that Dawnburst sent us. They knew our group name.
I have confirmed, at least to Omar? Is Omar correct?
I glare
Larry.
at him.
Larry, is it Omar?
It's Seville, unless we're talking to the innkeep.
I'm trying to get the hang of this.
I am
That's
one.
fine.
Using his, and I point at Seville instead of saying a name, zone of truth, we were able to ask a couple of questions, and I don't think it's likely that they have the same tip that we had with the leather workers. That could either mean the tip is no good, or it could mean that we know more than they do.
Who did we get that tip from again, out of character?
It was a man at a bar.
And then, question is, just kind of thinking back, was Lestiborn's vision in the mirror looking for the same group, or no?
Looking for a specific man who's part of the Tarnished Grasp.
Okay, I forget if you told us about that. Did you tell me about
If I told anyone, it was Seville.
that? Okay.
Reggie knows absolutely nothing. He does
Yes.
jack shit.
I looked to like Seville and
No,
Lestiborn.
wait. Sorry, real quick. I did a rough sketch and stuff and handed them to you with details about the guy and stuff to each of you to keep an eye out
Oh
for them.
yes.
You gave us a sketch of the man, and that's all I've gotten. Nothing about
Yeah,
the
that's what I
details
mean.
of
Like
the room or
that's
anything.
it's and then I mentioned that he was part of Tarnished Grasp, to look out for the hand thingy.
So then, we have at least an idea of who the man we're looking for is. Is there any other details other than this that mirror showed you, or just the man?
At the most, I remember he was waiting near some water, so he may be near the shore.
By the shore, or maybe a building that is around, or can be close to the shore.
It didn't seem like much of a building to me. I couldn't get the best of looks, but it was a little, almost like a hiding place instead.
I see. I turned to Reggie. I guess now's about the time then. Has anybody explained to him about the whole reason you all are looking for these people?
Oh, and I was planning on explaining it finally to him tonight.
No.
Is it
Perfect.
not just the diamond?
For the Golden Hand, no, Reggie. You see, Westerborn is here, as in terms of my interest, has contracted by me in order to help me find this group. They are responsible for the destruction of my order.
Ah,
Why? They were affected, or we simply rose
about half of
higher?
your words are cutting out.
Yeah, you
so-
were like
God.
half in and
You
out.
gotta
Sorry
speak
about that.
I'm-
It's the problem
God-
with his voice, the subtle voice. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. In the past, it hasn't been a problem. Did you
It
get
hasn't
anything
been a-
like?
No, which is really
Oh.
starting to piss me off because did the fucking settings get changed? Like,
Well, I've had this similar problem with Discord recently, where sometimes it doesn't pick up my laugh, and it's always picked up my laugh.
like I'm gonna.
Discord is a program that was made
Not
by
even-
a person.
Not even necessarily sure if it's Discord.
Yeah, it could just be audio settings. It's not really a Discord thing.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just so
Right, alright.
perpetually annoyed by sound settings.
You're good, man.
that
You're good.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, you were talking about what the order did to you?
Yeah.
Or
They are
sorry.
they are responsible for the destruction of my order. I do not know whether they were contracted to do so. I do not know whether we rose their ire or not. Simply would like to understand the reason for a seemingly group of contracted thieves, mercenaries, and the like to seek the destruction of an entire order of paladins.
All right. And is there anything else I'm missing?
I look at Lusty, and for my part, that is pretty much it.
Mr. Warrens would remain quiet for a moment, before giving a little nod of his head. They crossed paths with me as well. The memory is hard to relive, but I have reason, and I swear that my reasons are just.
Well then, I understand your distrust of the Golden Hand. I
Yes.
believe we should continue to be cautious with these. How would temporary allies? I guess is the best way. Situational.
I agree.
Yes. The very least, all we need to really do is, if their goal is simply to help us find the Tarnished Hand, then we truly don't owe them much. They know that we're a ragtag group, a group from the Wayfarers Guild, which is planning to infiltrate their base and handle a problem. What were we specifically told by Mr. Donburst to do?
Kill 'em all.
To
Sorry.
route out the tarnished grass that's in Port of RA and get the leader and bring him back alive.
Okay. I think as long as they work with us in helping us locate what we have, we really should just act as though we're coming in here relatively blind. We don't share the tip with them, and we continue to just work under the guidance that they know the city, and we just take whatever information we can, pass it, figure out if we trust it, and then work as normal.
If
one
we
of you
plan
be-
on investigating without giving them all the information, we need to negotiate a loss of our protective following.
I agree. We can speak with them about such.
Agreed. I don't like the idea of them following us around. Though they clearly don't seem to be able to do so without us catching them, so they're not too great at it.
And speaking of which, does someone wish to further pursue that tip tomorrow?
I believe it's best we do pursue it. It's the only real concrete lead we have, and sure, it may have come from an old man at a bar, and sure, it may have been 3 weeks out of date when I got it, but it is something.
3 weeks?
3 weeks out of date, however, that is to say that despite the fact that the Golden Hand does believe that their base is outside of the city, when I did ask them about whether or not the inn we're staying in needed some level of extra secrecy about how we moved about, they did actually just simply confirm it was uncompromised, meaning that there are places here that could be thereby, if the tip is correct about the leatherworkers. 3 weeks, sure, but it could be a place that they use frequently if they've been here for so long.
Speaking of
Exactly
which,
my thinking.
if you don't mind, I'll excuse myself for just a moment, but please keep talking. And I'm gonna work on detect magic around the room while listening in on the conversation.
That said, obviously we should continue to use this room for our base of operations, but I do think it might be best to not have the Golden Hand continually return here. So, and it just merely depends on how long we stay. I've given us 2 nights here, but if we need more, we can get it. I say
There is
we...
One option we could pursue. Cloud, I believe was his name, mentioned something about there being a Golden Hand safe house in the area that he and his compatriot will be staying at. Perhaps they had no interest in letting us there, but perhaps if we are so inclined, we could follow them and meet them somewhere nearby for our next parlay.
I certainly believe that would be a good idea, but I had one other particular idea. Mr. Ash said that his friend was calling him for some time. They seem to have a ways of long-distance travel that potentially isn't with our good friend Lesterborn's here's message magic. I'd certainly like to know about it, because if there's a way that they can do some form of long-distance communication, then that may be better than having them have to trail us all the time, and I certainly wouldn't want to burden Lesterborn or Seville with having to potentially have something Gold Hand, plugged into their, however they have it. So I'd be more than willing to, at the very least, try to keep up some form of long-distance communication with them.
We can ask them when they're here. I would not mind such.
I'd certainly like to know how they're doing it, and if that's something we need to worry about with the Tarnished Hand. The only other thing I can think of, other than listening to what they have and see if they've got any other leads, is follow up with the leatherworkers and then just check around, honestly, a long stroll across the beach to see if maybe there's caves or other small buildings or shacks along it that could be within reasonable traveling distance from the city.
We have to be careful when patrolling, though. It is possible that one of our companions, one and Omar, may get
I am
spotted
one.
and ID'd.
This is true. If we can find some way to disguise either of them, that would be preferable. Even if it is just something as simple as a wide hat to cover their initial faces, or maybe even a mask of actual sorts. Presuming
I
that
do
doesn't...
have my toupee.
Sorry. That caught me so off guard.
That's certainly a thing one could wear on their head. Now then, do we have anything else we want to make sure we cover before they arrive?
Yes, I had one more thing. and it builds on something you had said earlier. Cloud, you had mentioned. Do you know if he's part of the Golden Hand? Considering he went to their safe house?
Yes, he admitted as much. And this is also a good time to mention that while we were speaking with them initially, I did slip a small trinket in his pocket that we could use to track them should the need arise.
Oh, Severin, you genius! And he like reaches over and like grabs his hands like, I knew I partnered with you for a reason.
Assuming
What's-
he doesn't notice it.
Hopefully.
I didn't notice it.
The reason why I asked though, in case things go haywire here, we need to build some sort of idea of escape in case we have trouble with the Golden Hand or the Tarnished Grasp. As we will not be able to rely on the airship if such happens.
We could shoot them.
I am open to other ideas.
It shouldn't be too hard to contract the boat.
Yes, but the Tarnished Grasp and Golden Hand knew. I guess you're right. He would like pause first, as if he was ready to make a point, and then he's like, convinced himself on it. A boat would not be bad.
DM.
Mhm.
Does Crowncroft's influence reach all the way down here? As my family was in charge of basically trade and shipping, would I be able to use the Van Buren name to get on a vessel?
You can certainly ask about it.
I'm gonna keep that in the back pocket.
Okay.
We can also look for horse transportation by cart. It's a bit more inconspicuous at the very least. I just believe we need to keep our options open, as we are very far away from any of our resources.
I can try to discover if the... There's no point in hiding my name at the very least, as they already knew our group, so they know our registered names. I could find out if there's any Bloodstone influence around the ports. We do have a lot in terms of course, political trade, and we're clearly trying to get ourselves into Tier's Trove, but I could try to see if it's possible to pull a string or two. Either way, we have multiple... Oh, sorry, I was going to say we have multiple ways to approach this conversation.
Real quick question. Would there be a chapter out here? Because I feel like Lesterborns would probably know about which cities have chapters at the very least.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, 'cause it's a...
There probably would be a chapter. No, there'd be a page out here, more than likely, not so much a chapter.
Lesterborns would then pipe up. I may have a contact out here. I cannot guarantee such, but they could give us some more hidden escape methods as well. I could pursue such tomorrow. While others are going to the Leatherworker Guild, I mean. Either way,
see no
as
issue
Aurelia
with that.
said, we have a
Yes.
few options to pursue. But other than that, that was the last thing I needed to speak about.
I believe when the Golden Hand members arrive, we should agree with their assessment that the Tarnished Grasp, is not in the city. Just to make them think we're on the same page as them.
I agree.
Mhm. Mostly, we should listen. Speak
That
only
is
when
smart.
asked.
Correct. We let them do as much talking as possible, evaluate everything they can, only ask if we think that we can gain a little extra something from it, or can pull a string or two, and then we will figure out what to do in the morning about it all.
We should offer them drinks. Alcohol tends to loosen one's lips. Does anyone have any liquor on them, or shall I go down to the bar and get some?
Have
There's
water.
not really a bar here, unfortunately.
I'll just kind of stare at him as he's normally the one that would have.
We can offer them jelly beans.
Let's
I
not
want
do
to
say
that.
with a little laugh.
We can do this in completely sober. It's fine.
I'm gonna put my bag down in front of me, and I want to start tearing through it to look for a flask.
Probably have like a small flask for a small amount of liquor. Yeah.
There's not much here. I was rather hoping to save it, but I suppose I shall do.
I just kind of shake my head. It's just, do they eventually arrive, or are we allowed
We'll
to?
wait
Yep,
until a
yep,
little later. We don't know when.
mhm.
Because Nikki mentioned that he's doing this for his detect magic.
Right, yeah.
Aside
I
from
can pop this.
yeah,
I was gonna say, please don't tell us that he detected something and we just still talking.
no,
The
it takes a
whole
minute.
time.
It takes a minute to use it. Looking across the room, you don't see anything magical in the room. It's a very basic room. As you look across your party members, aside from what magic items you have on you and on your person, you do see two small motes of like light emitting from Aurelia's person.
And how different is that to usual, I should say? It's
Um,
usually just one.
And no, I mean like aside from like the items you normally have, which you know about, like the thermos of coffee and all that, the feather token, which hopefully you guys have added to your inventory. You see the very familiar hue, one of them being let me double check here.
Yeah, I guess I should say, compared to the usual, she radiates magic usually,
Yeah,
right?
she usually has a thrum of magical energy to her.
Yeah, so these two little specks are
Um,
new.
One of them is
Sorry, I had
actually
to get up. Did he find some magic bullshit in our room?
no,
In
not
you.
necessarily. So one of them is the familiar one you've seen
hi.
before already, which is the little animal figurine, the raven, which has a note of enchantment upon it. But you also see another small thing right next to it in her pockets, which is a level of like looks like it's maybe also enchantment, maybe conjuration. It's hard to tell.
Enchantment or conjuration? Do I ever remember really getting a magical item that would fit in her pocket? If not, it's fine.
None that she's shown
But
to
just
you.
out of that I witnessed. Okay.
It's a weird shape. No, it's not a weird shape. No, you've seen the shape before. It's thin. It's small. It's like a line, and then has like a little edging to it, like a little like block at the end.
Line with edging and a block.
Yeah, it's like looks like I'm gonna post down the boating area. It's like this, and then it's like this.
What is that?
No, that's the outline.
Aurelia, throughout Lestiborn's Detect Magic, you would actually see him often almost approaching you and like peeking around you in a way, kind of thing, like as if it's near you, but then moving on, and then often returning.
No, I look at him. I was like, yes, Lesty.
You radiate magic, but that is normal. I just want to make sure what Seville did to that other man didn't happen to you. Do you mind, if it is personal, feel free to keep it in there, but there is something in your pocket.
I will reach around through my pockets and see if I can find what he's talking about.
Oh, you don't even know? Oh, crap.
If I feel the silver raven figure, I'm not taking it out.
You do feel it in your pocket. You do not take it out. You rummage around in there for a bit longer, and you feel something familiar that you must have slipped your mind in the process of the investigation. The strange key that the poltergeist was reaching for. Is it still in your pocket?
Oh. It's just a couple of personal belongings. I don't take it out. I forgot all about that. Thank you.
Good. I just wanted to make sure we were not being trapped, as it radiated multiple magic schools. Outside of that, though, room is pretty clear.
Very good.
Unless the Borns would return to sit down cross-legged. Or crisscross applesauce. And I guess we'd wait for the knock.
It doesn't take too long. There's a small rap at the window. There's a toot.
Oh, you made that sound like a window somehow.
I will get up, open the door.
That's a window.
You mean the window?
Oh, the window. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say.
No, you're good. You're good.
I will walk up to the window, click it open, and open the window.
Very quickly, both Cloud and Ash slip in. Oh, pleasant evening.
Yes, very. Now
You
then,
didn't face too much strife, Cloud.
shut the fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up.
Shut the
sorry.
fuck up. No, ban this man. Boot him from the game.
No, please, have mercy.
Points of psyche damage.
Oh, I do.
Who, Aurelia?
Damage.
No. We'll cut relatively straight to business. What, if anything, have you learned that you could utilize for us to find the Tarnished Hand?
Thunder's Grasp, well,
Tarnished Grasp.
so, we've checked most of the buildings in the city, at least the ones that are a little more sparse. This is Cloud talking.
Okay.
And doesn't seem like any of them harbor any kind of strange buildings or basements or anything that they could hide in. Anything that would be a sewer tunnel ends up leading into sewers out to the ocean, but nothing like a broken wall or escape route. If they're in Avari still, then they're positioned somewhere that isn't where normal people would follow.
I see. So, not in the city. Hard to keep follow. They're heading... I'm sorry, and you said they were heading out where? Or...
Well, no, basically, like, he's saying that, basically every building in the town is more or less safe. Or not so much safe, but isn't the HQ the base for them, because there's just nothing that would facilitate that kind of, like, level of people moving in and out without drawing attention. And
Earlier
the sewers
you
are
had,
clear as well.
You had mentioned that you were closing in on their HQ. What did you mean by that? Just you were crossing out options, or you actually had a lead of some sort?
Some crossing out options. At this
Would've phrased
point,
that differently.
hey, now, come on. These guys were previously Golden Hand. They know our tricks. I mean, he's thinking to himself. It would depend on how far they're willing to go, I guess.
I guess we can... Where haven't you checked yet? I know just checking every building isn't best, but maybe there's some sort of clue in where you haven't been.
Well, we haven't checked the dockyards out south, but those have a lot of people running through them. I doubt they'd be out there. There's the farms out
too
northeast.
Unless they are just simply planning to work within plain sight and use the business of the dock to stay concealed.
Perhaps. But when we observed them, we didn't see anybody we recognized. Maybe they are using some sort of enchantment to disguise themselves, but for that many people, I doubt it. There's the farms out northwest, and then there's the tombs up on the cliffside.
I see.
The farms or the tombs sound like they could both work, considering they are quite farther away from where the most populace is.
Have you scoured the, you've obviously not, you've said there's nothing around the docks, you've checked around the farms. Does the beach side have anywhere that people could gather? Caves, long, coves, rivers running off to other areas and into the ocean where people could potentially hide and gather?
Port of Ara used to be a no man's land. When it was established as a trading port, they scoured most places and sealed off any kind of tunnels. I mean, they might still be around, but they're mostly blown apart and collapsed in, so they are not used.
I see. Seems unlikely. Well then, do you know where the last activity you might have seen them moving about or working in was?
We would have been here for a few days, but we haven't seen anything suspicious. I would say, according to the last reported news, they were heading out the western gate. Someone
I see.
saw a tabard.
I
You
see.
had mentioned that they were part of the Golden Hand previously, so I assume you know about how many we are dealing with then?
Well, if it depends if they're all here. If they're all
Mhm.
here, then it's about 50 of them.
Oh my lord. That was out of character, sorry.
I know.
I see. So potentially a small army of them. A couple of questions then, just since we're obviously trying to keep some level of secrecy. I don't doubt that you all are capable of making it back here to room 10 every night undetected. However, I do think it would be best that we find a place of gathering that doesn't incriminate ourselves potentially should something go awry, as well as I was informed that there's a stronghold nearby. Now, I'm not asking you to tell us where that is, though you do know where we'll be. Is there any place else in town we could potentially start using as various meeting locations? Say the bakery I tried to lose Ash at.
We tried doing something like that, but honestly, it might be better if we just find you whenever you are alone. If you continuously go to a certain place every time, then it might look conspicuous to any tarnished rats that may be by.
So you're
That is a
saying
good
you're
point.
going to continue to follow us throughout the city?
If we need to get a hold of you, we'll follow you until you are alone, then we'll talk to you.
I turn to the group and see if Seville and Reginald seem okay with that.
No offense meant with this, but if we were able to spot you following us, I believe it's very likely that the Tarnished Crafts will be able to do the same.
Especially when they already know your tricks, as you say.
I did have a second suggestion then. Seemingly, all the way from the south end of town, Mr. Cloud here was able to speak to Ash without seeming any form of spell casting. I assume you have a device or something that you're using to communicate for distance that practically reaches the length of the city.
They look between each other. We do have a means of communication that is non-standard for magic users.
Would perhaps one of us be allowed to have something that would allow us to communicate with you? It stops the risk of a constant line of trailing, and should you need to question one of us, we'll be right there, and you'll be in one of our ears, and I can, or somebody here can relay what we're doing and where we're going to you.
Make a persuasion check.
That's an at 20.
Oh,
Holy
I
shit.
saw that green light up.
They look between each other. Ash kind of gives a solemn, kind of nod, yeah. Cloud pulls from his pocket a small little, it looks like a little small earring. Looks like it's like a little small loop almost.
Mhm.
And he goes, "You attach it, press it against the side of your neck, speak, and we should be able to heal you."
I reach out and then look to the rest of the group.
He pulls it back and he goes,
Okay.
"I'm trusting you with this because I respect the skill, but I expect this back whenever we're done here."
Oh, of course. There's no reason for me to keep it if we don't have another one that's going to be used by our party. I will...
Put it in your hand.
I just looked at the group. Any objections to me being the one to keep this on me?
I do not mind.
None here.
You are the best one to keep me in check.
I will then attach it amongst my couple other earrings. Ooh, new fashion accessory. And I will just test it briefly and just kind of put my head down, tilted over. Which one am I talking to?
They both put a hand up to their ears, like both of us.
Is there anybody else that's on this line?
No, it usually is just an open line for us to use.
Okay. And then with that working, I'm so glad I got that 20. That was hype as fuck.
That was insane. Yeah.
I was like, I got a +3. This should be pretty good.
I bet that was a hard check too.
The DC for that was going to be right around 20. Like it was basically
Oh.
that's when you're this is proprietary thief tech you're getting a hold of. They're very
Oh, I
controlled
know.
about that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
If it helps you at all, you have it on my honor as a bloodstone that you'll have this returned to you. Now then, we have.
You notice that Ash rolls his eyes at that comment.
Oh, don't be so. Oh, don't act like that. I then looked at the group. So, we will follow the leads of heading to the gates tomorrow, do a bit of scouring around the docks, and see what we can find. We will remain here in the city, of course, until this job is done. And should we require your assistance or need help, I will give you a ring. Just, continue to do your part. If you find anything else, we can exchange notes.
On that real quick. Are you two actively searching as well, like we are?
You searching for the Tarnished Grasp?
Correct. Or are you more of a supervisory role?
We're the ones who are in the streets looking for them.
I think it would be best to coordinate. Would you two, as you know the land more, be willing to check out the farms tomorrow for us while we pursue the rest?
They look at each other once more, kind of like look like they're like getting like
Or
a knowing
elsewhere,
look.
we can, whichever. It just.
One of us should remain in the city in case we need to be called upon.
Of course.
Well,
Probably
then we
better
can
if I
check
go.
outside the city.
So, I'll head out, which is Cloud. He's like, I'll head out to the farms. I'm the faster one between us.
I shall stay in the city.
Yep.
And we will be out and about tomorrow and let you know as soon as we have any other additional details that we require assistance with.
Sounds good.
You all have a wonderful evening, and to which I will walk up, open the windows, and act like I'm kind of like ushering them out.
Aurelia does the classic Midwestern thing of like slapping her knees, going, "All
Slap my
right,
knee, all right, a big old sigh.
Better hit the dusty trail.
Yeah.
Now, no calling me while I'm sleeping, boys. I'm like waiting for them to walk by.
They will nod to each of you and exit through the window and disappear into the night.
I then will take off the earring and place it like in like my belongings, just so I'm not like accidentally turning it on in the middle of the night or something.
I believe it might be worthwhile to examine that further and see if they were fully honest about the workings of it.
If Lestaborns could be foaming at
see.
the mouth out of curiosity
Yes.
over this thing, he
This-
would be.
As soon as they're out of the room, Misty, let
Hmm.
me know the moment you decide you wish to investigate the workings of the device.
No, of
Of
course,
course.
absolutely.
We may as what time is it right now? Looking out the window.
We came in at night.
It came at night, so this is probably close to like late night, probably like 11, almost midnight.
Why don't
mind
everybody
looking
get
at it
some
tomorrow
sleep?
night or something.
You mean you don't sleep?
What? No, I was responding to Seville.
Oh,
I wouldn't mind taking a peek at it tomorrow night when we have time or something. If you are available, then I will come get you. I guess all of you, because I'm sure both of you also are curious.
yes.
Not really.
Well, we'll be using it tomorrow, so no
Mhm.
chance you can work on it tonight?
So, question, DM. Sentry or what's it called? It's like sentry mode, observation mode, or something. I don't think I'm allowed to take that time to study this, right? Or can I?
Let me see what it says in your racial.
Let's see. I think it would be under features and traits.
Century's rest. You take a long rest, you spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless sleep state rather than sleeping.
Okay.
Does not render your conscious. You can see and hear as normal. So
Yeah, so I can
you can't-
think, but I can't move my hands or anything like that.
yeah, you can't. There's no movement involved. It's just literally sitting there like a statue almost. But you're still to
Set-
think and
Set
hear.
it in front of
See.
him and have him think about it the whole time.
Yeah, I can just stare at it.
You'll be able to make assumptions about it. Sure, you won't be able to break it
Mhm.
apart or anything. But yeah,
Hey, you can come up with theories.
I don't mind spending the morning working on it before we head out then, while everyone is eating and such.
Very well.
I'll make sure not to break it. Or at least try my best. You'd say with a little laugh.
Hmm. Good. Well, perhaps be thinking about how we can't possibly disguise the two of you, and let's get some shut-eye before it starts getting even later.
Westerborns will start making his own quote-unquote sleep area by probably bringing a chair to the window and setting up his observation mode so he can look outside for kind of thing. Because there's really nowhere else for him to just stare. He's not going to stare at Aurelia sleeping. Yeah.
let's not be
Reggie's
weird
gonna
here.
take a drink from his flask and then start moving down out of the room.
Okay.
How does his... Have I figured out if his detect magic is, like, able to actually explain what shit does or no?
Detect magic only
can
shows you if an item is magical
Okay.
and the school of magic it is. You need some like identify in order to determine what a magic item does.
All
He
right,
did
cool.
tell you, I revealed earlier, that the key, he didn't know it was a key because he didn't reveal it, but he did say whatever it was bouncing between schools,
Mhm.
seemingly.
Yeah.
Or radiated multiple schools, not like it bounced.
Radiated multiple
Yeah.
schools.
It's
yes.
the magic school. It was muddled. It's hard to tell what exactly it was supposed to
Yeah.
do.
That was my
Yeah.
fault. You could tell with it. Awesome. Then yeah, take my seat at the window. That's about all.
All right. We go to sleep.
Okay.
Hit my long rest button.
Let's start with this one first. Lessworns, in your sentry mode, as you're peering at the window, you see movement across the rooftops nearby, and you see
Crap.
crouching. This is probably about 2 or 3 o'clock, so like very much into
So a
your
couple hours passed.
couple
yeah.
hours pass. You see a very familiar blue skin as you see Cloud perched up nearby a roof, just watching your all's room.
What a fucking...
All right, I
weirdo.
got that in my head. Now, I won't make any actions. I'm not even gonna stop my sentry mode because I, at the very least, have a slight trust for him.
Boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop.
And on the other hand, we have Aurelia.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
See here, where is it?
You're about to give me a dream. This better be some dramatic.
I'm gonna
Damn it, he
stab
cha-
Lester
He
Barnes or something.
changed the music. Oh.
Aurelia, in the depths of sleep you're in, you find yourself once more on the train that you all came in on. This time you're not on any kind of sand, you're on ocean.
I'm
It's just-
somehow back on the train.
As you are traveling across, speeding across, you look out over the expanse of water as you see flashes of lightning across the horizon out into the depths of the sea. And then the thunder comes, but it doesn't sound like thunder. It starts off as thunder and becomes blows, like the strike of metal against metal. You see shapes in the clouds. There is a person, there's a man swinging down with a hammer.
Hey.
There is a large beast fighting, just clawing at each other as the thunder blows continue. And that's okay. So to repeat.
Uh-huh.
And as the storm calms, the clouds part, and you see that very familiar third moon, the moon of Taboo, in all of its pure white glory. And you are whisked away from that train, just pulled up and away, flown across distances back north. You fly over the forest grasslands you flew over in the airship, over Tears Trove, over Knottsmead, pulled out to the sands, and on the edges of a sandstorm bigger than you've ever seen, you see a tiny little hovel, this little broken down village full of machinery, and a hole in the center that just seems like it's being drilled down into. And again, you hear those chimes, those perfectly aligned, just ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong.
Yeah.
As it translates into this, it doesn't translate into anything other than feeling. It becomes words in your mind, but you know it's just feeling you get.
Yeah.
Return. Mission.
What was? Oh, okay.
Reconciliation. Reward. As you're shown that the glassed peaks of the Fictional Waste again, as light pierces through, the light from the moon separates into this rainbow splendor and dives into that hole deep, spinning down, down, and down. As you at the bottom, there is a red bleeding gem. Take. Infuse. Reward. As you are wake from slumber.
I literally jump the fuck up, sit up, cold sweat, grasping at my chest, and just heaving loudly.
I would probably. Well, I guess I should ask the DM. Would I be able to hear this? Do I have hearing?
You have
Okay.
hearing and sight while you're in sentry mode, so you would hear
Cool,
her
cool.
like jump out her skin at this.
Since I only need 6 hours for the long rest, I'll briefly peek out of it and turn. Aurelia, are you? Okay?
I almost like forgot he was here, and I jumped for a second in my.
And then he
head,
jumps
like,
as well. Ah! Are you okay?
I just kind of like. I dart from my bed, and I want to go to the window and just throw them open and look up and see if I can see the third moon outside.
It's far off, and you do see it. It is in a waning phase. It's you see like a crescent on the far side of the moon.
I just like kind of stare there, like really oddly tranced for like a minute.
Have you been possessed? Do I need to take action? You see him like holding up his hand almost as if he was ready.
No, I just had a alarming dream, is all.
An alarming dream. I wish I knew what that meant.
Oh.
I
Right.
apologize. I do know what dreaming is at the very least, so I can discern your concern on it. Anything I can do to help?
I then almost kind of like stumble back into him. Like I take a few steps, I stumble forward, wrap my arms around him and just hug him and start sobbing into his like shoulder for a bit.
Like, he would be frozen at first. He hadn't been hugged since a certain other guy, and he will finally, after a moment, lift it up. His hug does not feel warm, but
Oh no.
the
She's just
gesture
somebody
of
to
it,
hold.
yeah. While she's there, is what's his name still on the roof? Not Cloud, the other one. Ash.
It's Cloud.
Oh, it's Cloud.
It's Cloud, yeah.
Is he still out there?
As you look back, he is nowhere to be seen.
I won't bring it up now. I'll just give her a little pat. Do what you need to do.
What's the glass desert, right? It's called. What is it called?
The Fixian Wastes. There's the glass peaks, but this seemed like it was
Yeah, the glass peak. Yeah.
the glass peaks are way out there, like no man's land. The place it seemed like it was showing you was more towards the more hospitable side of the desert.
Yeah.
There's, like I said, there's a bunch of machinery and it looks like an excavation of some kind was going on.
Have you ever been to the waste?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say with your job being an investigator, probably not.
I cannot say I have. Does this allude to your crazy dream? Or alarming dream, sorry.
I think at some point I should go out there.
Is quite the distance to travel.
I know.
But maybe on the itinerary. What makes you think that, though? Was it the dream?
Yes.
You often have dreams that tell you where to go.
And that like I realize like I'm like wrapped around him, and I
His
like
arms are like down at this point.
I pull back, like gnaw at my like finger again, which he's seen me do, and I just not often, but enough.
Well, a very, very intelligent man once told me dreams are. Oh, dang, I forgot what it was right as I said it. One second. It was. There we go. You should always follow your dreams. They often tell you what you need to know without, I guess, telling you directly. I don't know. Again, not something I am very familiar with.
I just take his hand. I walk his ass over to like closer to my bed. Can you guard me tonight?
He would take a seat at the foot of the bed and give a little nod of his head. Not a problem.
I pat his head, and then I
You'd hear the gears in his cheeks spin, showing the smile.
You've a wonderful sentry. And I will then kind of slowly walk back, get into bed, wipe my cheeks, and then just grab a pillow to hug it and try to go back to sleep.
Going back to bed, I'm really curious to see how this will work. Can I cast a message on Seville and see if either he's awake somehow or it gets through to his dreams?
Oh no.
You can try to cast message, sure.
I will cast message on him, and it'll just be 3 words. We're being watched. And I don't know if it went to him, but I go into sentry mode soon after.
Boop, 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 boop. You gotta stop at these. These are freaking me.
Number
These
you're
are
trying to
freaking the
call.
poor girl out.
Okay. They hear it, but of course, if they're asleep, then they might not respond to it.
Yeah, I he didn't even wait for a response. He just immediately went back into it, assuming he was just throwing it that direction.
Oh, I'm awake.
Oh, I'm awake. Let's go.
Him and Reggie, they're playing Mario Party.
I'm asleep.
This dude hasn't been sleeping since he got this close to the fucking people.
As soon as I get the message, I am going to do that to myself. And I'm gonna peek out and I'm gonna cast.
Do I see him? If I see him, I give him the finger.
I'm gonna cast this.
Locate object.
Oh, locate object.
Yep.
I guess you're for the marked coin.
Yep.
Let's see.
1,000 feet.
You sense the object not far.
Alrighty.
It is just a few doors down.
Huh?
With that in mind, I would like to leave my room and, as stealthily as I can manage, get close to it.
You come to realize really quickly that it's in room 10.
Damn it.
Okay, in my head, Seville's going to probably assume that they found it, so he'll walk down to room 10 and is there like a keyhole? Because I'd like to look through that first before walking in.
Oh, yeah.
To make sure there's not a weird guy
I
in the
look in.
corner. Can you imagine?
Ash is
What
in the
object
corner.
are you? Wait, what object are you looking for?
The coin he
The
put
coin
on.
I slipped on him.
Oh, okay.
Looking through the keyhole, make a perception check.
Oh shit.
Swear to
They
God,
left
if he
the
sees
key.
like 2 eyes in the corner, I will actually poop my pants in real life. Oh my lord.
They left
And
the key in our
Just
room.
just
asking that for a
because-
second. That sells.
that's a 26.
26. Okay.
26.
You know what? Because of who you are, because of that 20 and being a 26, which is basically above most of the highest DCs in game, you don't see anybody in the room.
Oh.
There's no hidden figure in the corner. And from this position, you're able to see Lesterborn's perched up on his little seat, looking out the window. Acting as
No,
a
at
mother-
this point I would be
Oh.
at the edge of the bed.
edge of the bed. You see
essentially.
him at the edge of the bed. And behind his sitting, you see a somewhat tumultuous sleeping Aurelia.
He's kind of kicking around a bit.
Maybe it's the moonlight. Maybe it's just something about the room. But as you look above the bed,
Oh
you
no.
see
No.
you see this faint shadow just stroking over top of Aurelia's head in her shadow against the wall.
Hey, what? Yo,
And
what
it just
the fuck?
pulls away,
Oh my god!
fading into
Oh,
nothing.
Lesterborns, get out of there!
You said it faded into nothing.
Yeah, like the shadow like pulled back and up into the darker regions and
man.
just disappeared.
Oh my god!
That's when
This
that 20 on this gets you.
horrifying. Oh.
Meanwhile,
Alrighty.
Raiki's just having a nice dream and going through the
Seville
woods.
has
Just turns
forbidden.
around.
Seville has forbidden knowledge. This is not good.
That's so much creepier than a guy standing in the corner.
Yeah.
What did you describe? It was just a figure.
So where's
Like
that
a
fucking
shadow.
coin?
Yes, the coin just sitting.
We're gonna
The
tuck
coin
that
looks like
into my
it's
little...
near the windowsill.
They
And
dropped.
I do see the glint of copper.
You see,
don't
I would say
I?
that that's when you see the glint of the copper coin.
Yeah,
as well.
so they dropped that.
Alright.
They knew it was on him. They dropped that shit at the windowsill when they left.
And then he's probably like, I know what they were now, and I know they're communicators. However, what the fuck?
Yeah.
In
So you see the
sort
glint
of
of the
inner
coin,
monologue.
and you're like, okay, cool, they just left it there. Then as you kind of pull away, you see the shadow like just stroking Aurelia's head in her shadow, and just pull away into nothingness.
Hold on. Question.
Yeah.
I said I was kicking around. Does the shadow stroking my head make it worse, or do I soothe?
You soothe.
Of course I do. Ah, of course.
Seville gets his cross and his holy water.
You're getting close to that point.
Oh
There's a-
no!
There's a degree of what the fuck. I'm just going to kind of look and tuck that away in my
He's still on
Little-
the vault.
Put it in the vault.
little. I don't even know. Well, go back to my room and I guess contemplate that before I go
He's
to
like, all
bed.
right, great. They know about the copper. I gotta really decide what to do with this info.
So, with my background as a paladin, would I have any insight as to what the hell that was?
That's a good question. Roll me a religion check with advantage, because this is more of your purview, I'd say.
And
21.
so 21. Hang on a second. Just gonna do that. 22.
22. All right. I mean, you've seen her exhibit magical abilities. I mean, she hasn't said like she studied it or anything. She's getting her power from somewhere. This might not be a case of possession, but maybe she is entangled in some way with some other being.
Some
Doesn't-
other bean.
When you see the shadow pull away, it doesn't. You've seen possession. You've probably seen your fair share of demonic activity. This doesn't seem like that. This seems more like how a mentor would soothe a student who is lost. Someone who's looking
Like
out
what
for them.
was lost?
Like a mentor is who's looking after a student who is lost. It seems more like
Okay.
a corrective gesture, a soothing gesture, perhaps. And even you probably noticed with it because of Nat 20. You notice that she was tossing and turning, and with the moment the hand scraped across her body, her shadow, at least, you saw her tempers die down, and she became more passive. This has a soothing effect for her. At very least, you've sensed that maybe this entity may care for Aurelia in some fashion, but to what extent, you're not quite sure.
All right. And with that, I am gonna go to sleep.
He just nopes the heck out.
All right.
Nope.
Go ahead and mark off a long
Level
rest as
up?
you. No.
Oh.
You all long
Tried.
rest and get back your spell slots and your abilities and whatnot.
I want to swap around my spell.
As we return back to happy fun times, guys.
Yeah,
Adventuring, yeah, you're in town. It's fun.
Fuck you.
little locomotivators. What a
fuck
fun,
yourself.
wacky team. Where it's fun times all around, jovial.
Man, I had the best dream last night.
He's out hunting.
Leslie was there, Aurelia was there, and Seville was there.
I was just running through the woods.
I'll say as I'm putting on
It's
my gear for the
horrifying, Rex.
No,
I'll say as I'm
I
putting on
love
my
the woods.
gear for the day, I'll lock up like in my more flashy clothes and just kind of go out in more simple attire, but you can see like more clearly now like some of the leathers and padding I use is like armor underneath the coat and everything. I lock them up. I walk over to Lesty.
He'd probably be, I guess, setting up a little area that he can inspect the orb at, or the earring. I mean,
I can still trust you're not going to tell anybody about what I am doing, right?
he'd still like continue working. Like his back is kind of towards her, or more like his side or something. And he would shake his head. No, Aurelia, we have a promise to one another. Remember, I will not share any details unless they harm the party. Your secret is safe with me.
As he's sitting there working on the earring, I pat him on the head again and go, "Good sentry."
You'd hear the
when-
gears turn.
When you're done with the earring, if you would make sure to bring it down to me when we gather.
Of course. On your way out, could you grab Seville for me?
Yes, of course. I'll head out, knock on the doors, room 7.
Reggie is still asleep, and he is like cradling his flask while he's sleeping.
He starts doing like a little beat. Dun, 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 until somebody comes and answers.
I open it.
Civil. I'm going to go ahead downstairs and just wait outside for everybody to gather. Mr. Bourne seems to need you, maybe investigating the ring. We should get an early start, so if you could get Reginald up soon, that would be preferable.
At this point, Reggie is going to roll over, fall off the bed, and stay asleep.
Right. I'll be there in a moment.
Thank you. That I'm
just gonna say I walk over to the bed, pick him up, grab him by the ankle, and drag him to the door.
Still asleep.
Oh yeah.
perfect. I will meet you all outside.
Oh, I imagine we'll see you there.
I head out.
Reggie is gonna kind of groggily wake up. Oh, I see we're off then.
Alright, look at you and cock an eyebrow. I guess so. Are you well enough to stand on your own 2 feet, or should we continue like this?
I don't mind the free ride.
I keep dragging him.
I open up the top of my flask and take a brief little swig, put it, close it back up, and put it in one of my pockets.
You were upside down, so it's very hard for you to put it back in.
I'm being dragged by the ankles. I imagine my back's still kind of there.
Oh, you dragging him, Seville?
Oh, yes.
Okay, then yeah, you're fine. Who's up as you being dragged across the ground?
It's my morning drink. I gotta get awake.
I think this would be a perfect. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll search out for Lesty.
Leslie's currently in stolen room 10, looking over the earring.
Well, I suppose this is where we should part ways, as I don't believe I'm usually privy to the conversations between you two.
You might as well hear it now that you know the story. If you
All right.
so wish.
And I won't make you drag me in, since you're already doing me the kindest of letting me in.
I'd like to mention that at this point I assume I'm still holding your ankle.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. Perfect. Do you want to stop there, or just because I realized what time it was?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are okay with stopping right here, then we can stop right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, be a good place to wind down as you all are beginning your day one of really being in the city, the port of Avare, and hopefully finding some clues about where this tarnished grass is located. After some strange dreams and magical items have shown up.
The dreamer.
That is not the dreamer.
Yeah.
It's definitely the dreamer. There's Varbuck in the corner.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not.
Oh my god.
I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer.
And stop stream.
Great session.
Oh yeah.